What's up, guys? Yogizilla here with WarChild Mark IV. We're about to get started with HorsePLAY Live episode 185, and we have actually a lot of news and tidbits lined up, but I think we're gonna make this one a quick one because we're both tired. And Beard's not here; he won't be here for I think he said 3 or 4 weeks. He's got, I believe he said he has overtime through August, so the schedule's not gonna line up. So we're gonna be down a man, but I think War Baby will fill the void. Anywho, we're gonna jump right in and play the intro music, and we'll see you in a bit. Here we go.
You are listening to an All Games Radio Network broadcast of allgames.com.
Hi, this is Normie from Knuckleballer Radio and Zombie Cast, and you're listening to one of my favorite shows on the Geeky Antics Network. Don't forget to check out the rest of the gang over at geekyantics.net. Warning, there might be rants and food ahead and possibly inappropriate behavior. Don't tell anybody though.
Welcome, geeks, gamers, furries, and ninja robots. This is HorsePLAY Live. Today's Thursday, June 29th, and this is episode 185 of HorsePLAY, tentatively titled Antitrust Against the Machine. That's the best I got. It's also the last of the month. Next time you see us will be in July. And, yeah, it'll be after the 4th of July, so hopefully there'll be some good barbecuing and some R&R. I know a lot of us are well overdue. But if you're new to the show, some introductions are in order, and if you're not, I'm going to introduce myself anyway. I'm your bald bear lizard host, Yogizilla, and we have in our other co-pilot seat here, WarChild Mark IV, and somewhere in the vicinity, War Baby.
Nah, ain't gonna be no War Baby tonight. I tried to get her to sleep as early as I could, so hopefully she'll stay that way.
Give her some Tylenol.
Actually, I think she's teething, so...
Oh, so she like tired herself out earlier. She was probably crying like crazy, huh?
Oh God.
Yeah.
Yes.
They start doing a little thing where they like turn red and then purple, and they're squeezing their fists and they freak out, and then you're freaking out, and then everybody else freaks out, and it's like, oh yeah, I remember those days.
I've never heard her cry like that.
Yeah,
to the point where it's like
it's scary the first time because you're like, what's wrong? You think something's really serious is wrong. It's like, no, it's just that.
No, if you think that's bad, what's worse is that I haven't seen her in 6 days because she's been up with my in-laws, with my wife, because my wife is working. She's got to work close to where her workplace is at, right? So that's why she had her up there. She hadn't seen me in 6 days. As soon as I get up there, as of yesterday, the first thing she does is like just lets out this cry like from her soul, and I'm like. All depressed and everything, thinking she forgot me, and it just, it sucked, man. It sucked.
Yep. And you know what? Having girls never gets easier.
I'm starting to see that.
Yep, that'll be your princess or whatever, dad's little girl, but man, there's gonna be days where you're like, I don't think I have any hair to spare. So we might as well jump into our IRL segment, aka Meanwhile Back at the Ranch, and this is where we talk about stuff in real life, things that we've been pondering, things that we've checked out in the media, just things in our lives that are of particular note. But first off, If you don't know about this show, we do this show every Thursday at 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Pacific, 4 a.m. GMT, which I'm now calling BT. I've noticed that a lot more. British time. It's like it's weird. It's no longer Greenwich Mean Time. It's British time. I'm like, huh, okay, that's a thing. I never noticed that before. Yeah.
Classy.
I don't know if that's to do because of the whole European seceding, the breaking up of the territory, or I don't know. There's stuff going on overseas, and I'm an uneducated American, but there's stuff happening.
An American idiot. Sorry.
So that also means I wonder if that means when you order from European companies, if the VAT's going away, they're kind of universal tax. It's gonna be interesting. But earlier in the day, if you don't catch our live show, twitch.tv/Geeky Antics again, twitch.tv/Geeky Antics. It's a live show, so you can interact with us. And unlike some shows where they do it live and they ignore the chat, which kind of defeats the purpose of being live, we actually do engage with people in the chat, so we hope you join us there. And if you can't join us live, you can always join us on our free chat server, Discord. They have a mobile app, they have a desktop app, web browser, whatever way you want to do it. You can join us there. It's geekyantics.net/Discord. Again, geekyantics.net/Discord. As far as the show, that's right, definitely NSFW. And we have a rerun you can catch on allgames.com at 5 p.m. Eastern. I like to call that HorsePLAY replay. So there's lots of ways to enjoy the show and get to know us. We got the YouTube channel, Geeky Antics, Facebook page. I mean, if you just Google us, we'll come up. In fact, if you search Geeky Network and stuff like that, we're usually the #1 hit. So yeah, suck on that. I don't know.
SW.
SW. What?
Maybe. Possibly.
Safe for Work.
Possibly.
Star Wars.
SFW.
Switch work hats. Silly Wonka. Silly.
We'll go with that.
Swainsboro. No, that's a B. I don't know. I'm out.
No, you go for that. It's cool. Just let it go. Yeah.
So yeah, back to IRL. So I'm B because I went to Savannah again today. It always seems to land on Thursdays, and I've been up since like 4 in the morning. So, there you go. Single white women. There you go. That's a good one. That's SWW, but we'll take that.
Yeah, I was about to say there's SFW. Not to be confused with BBW.
Single flaming woman. Yeah.
Is it
short fiery woman. That's actually true to life.
Sexy fine women.
Ooh, I don't know where that just kind of came out of nowhere. But
that's what she said.
I got him. Oh man. So I got back just in time, had dinner, and here we are. Not like last time. Last time I literally came in through the door and started the show. That was crazy. Ooh.
That must have been crazy.
Yeah. I recommend
it. Seems like our life is like that right now, man. I don't know why. It's just so much crap is going on.
It's because adulting is tough, man. It's tough, man. But
real life. Yeah,
I want to remind folks that our good friend Stan Farina has his book out. It's called Francisco. Actually, I was gonna say just search for Stan Farina. Search by author, and Farina's Faryna, and you'll find his works on there. I think he's slowly but surely adding more stuff to his offerings on Amazon. And also our buddy American Revenant, aka John Davis. He has a oh god, I'm gonna butcher it. Something Christmas, Assault at Christmas. No, that was a movie. I don't remember now. If you look it up, John Davis Christmas, that should come up too. That's a 99-cent book. Stan's book is $5 well spent, and John's book is just 99 cents. So, and I think it's a strictly ebook. So, get a copy. Everybody's got 99 cents. But borrow $1 from someone and spread the word. Try to leave him a 5-star review, so he could start climbing up the ranks and give people more visibility to his more complete works. He does the whole zombie genre, but he has a whole different take on it, and he doesn't have time. He really can't stand The Walking Dead, and some of the stuff they do is like, oh my god, some of the stuff they do makes no sense. Like, so he tries to look at it more like realism perspective, and kind of incorporating that survivalist kind of mentality is good stuff. So
that's a lot better than just like, I don't know, if you're gonna make a zombie type book or movie, I don't know, me personally, I think you should kind of follow the zombie survival guide, because it does give you some interesting tips and ideas as far as how to actually survive a zombie apocalypse. Because perfect example, rigor mortis, zombies can't climb stairs.
Yeah, unless you go by the 28 days later thing, and then you get into the argument, well, those are not zombies, those are infected.
Yeah, true. I mean, it gets complicated at that point.
I mean,
also, go ahead.
I was just saying, I mean, if zombies were able to run and jump, that's really creepy. But the ones that are more believable, the staggering type, the rot, it's like you just run around them, and they're not really big of a threat. So we should think. Yeah. So you say, what you got?
Better than what do you call them? The what's that movie where they're in the dang mall?
Oh,
Dawn of the Dead.
The remake they made.
Yeah,
that was fun though. They didn't have that. What was the thing they had where they were like shooting people that look like different famous folks, shooting zombies that look like famous folks, and they called out. I think they called out Tom Selleck or something.
It's either Tom Selleck or Burt Reynolds, one of them.
I know, that's so easy to confuse. They both have epic mustaches, right?
But it was priceless either way.
Yep.
Man.
So yeah, that was fun, big dumb fun, Yeah,
it was good. The one after that wasn't as good with the Jean Leguizamo, but still, it was worth a laugh. Check out. We almost forgot one person. Right now, this dude has been like. He's been hitting a lot of followers lately. A part of our gang network, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, I know what it's about. Okay, go for it.
Rarapuda. What's he up to now? Like 700 followers?
I think he said 800 last time I checked.
800? Yeah. Kudos, man. Keep it up. Check him out.
He's been growing steadily over at Mixer, formerly known as Beam. That's mixer.com/Rarapuda. RARRAPUDA. So, see, Josh, see, we plugged you. Now you better plug our show back.
Cooler. Rarapuda.
It's a good song.
I'm done.
So, let's talk briefly about the internet rabbit hole with all the content you can watch. Have you seen this one video that's been floating around? It seems like a lot, especially today. The Flashdance Gorilla that's playing in the water. He used to be the breakdancing gorilla.
What?
Yeah, there's like, if you go on YouTube, there's a gorilla that they gave him a wading pool full of water, a little kiddie pool, little plastic shitty ones, and that gorilla was so happy. He's spinning around in circles, and then he starts flailing his arms around. Then he starts hopping and dancing. It's crazy. And
so
then
it actually is real, because I've seen it briefly. It looked like it was CGI for a minute.
No, it's real. And apparently,
wow.
apparently they somehow trained him to dance. So he was break dancing before that. They have another video of him break dancing. It's pretty crazy. You gotta watch it. He busts some moves.
That does sound crazy. So here's a question for you: is the gorilla really happy to the point where it is dancing on its own, or is it some type of danceception to where the gorilla is dancing, but the gorilla is dancing because it's happy, or it thinks it's happy, when it's actually just trained?
Oh, see, I thought you were gonna get to some existential thing, which one came first?
The gorilla or the egg?
Oh no, the dancing come first and then the happiness, or did he dance because he's happy? It's ooh.
I mean, that's what I'm saying, because it's he might have been trained to dance, but is he dancing because he really wants to dance, or is he dancing because he's simply been trained?
I don't know, what the range of motion and intelligence gorillas have. I think that they just have ways to express themselves. That's whatever they're around, you know, whatever is in our environment, they kind of draw from that. So yeah, you could. I'm sure you could train them to like just have like a Pavlovian effect, you know, just knee-jerk reaction, you know, to a trigger event. But I think there's also natural occurrences where they observe something, then they copy it, like picking their nose.
True, I can see that. But you never know.
So yeah, I definitely recommend that. Sort of like a 1.5-minute video. I think it was Inside was the news segment that covered it, and they compared it to the Flashdance video. It's pretty funny. If you go on YouTube, look up Gorilla Plays in Water, and it should be the first hit. It's pretty insane. And of course, you can't have the internet rabbit hole without talking about cat videos and stuff like that. And there's two that stood out for me. One is I think it actually was a comic strip actually. Of cats and humans switching places. That was pretty entertaining. And then the other one is a video of that says cats are judging us, like what they actually think about when we do certain things. My favorite one was like the infamous cat trying to wake you up while you're sleeping because they're ready to eat or they just want attention. You know, because cats have generally they have fucked up schedules, so it's like, you know, some cats will go as far as to like jump on you while you're sleeping to get you to wake up and love on them or whatever, you know. Cracks me up. So I recommend that one too. And for those that say the cats don't have personality, then you clearly don't know a real cat. That's all I gotta say.
Yeah, they definitely have personalities. Definitely.
They're sassy.
Yeah. Sexy.
So let's jump into obligatory news and rants. Few, not too many headlines, but there's a few things that I think are worth noting right now. Actually, let's first go with deals for cheap bastards, because I know we've been skipping that a lot, and there's a few dates you may want to keep and events you want to keep an eye on for. First thing, I think the Steam summer sale is still going, and I know the Steam sales are not as epic as they used to be because they got rid of the flash sales because legal issues and whatnot. But I mean, it's crazy. Like now, I get a daily email saying 300 and something of the items on your wish list are on sale now. Pretty much everything on my wish list.
Steam's been doing that a lot too.
No, I'm talking about Steam, yeah, and now Microsoft is competing with that. Hopefully they keep on top of that. Because from what I saw, it was only like a 2 or 3 day sale. And I hate that because you always end up like hearing about it when it's too late. Like I hate those kind of sales. You got to give people enough time to be able to spread it by word of mouth. You know, actually log on and notice it. So anyway, apparently one of the things that I had on my radar was iDarb because I missed when it was free. They had the iDarb Tightwad edition for like $3.60. You know, that was 80% off. And they had some other things on sale too. So hopefully, you know, apparently Microsoft is really trying to compete with Steam and become comparable because, you know, they're trying to get a piece of the PC pie as well. So
good luck.
Yeah, you know, they're not gonna beat Steam, but if they get market share, that's something. You know, significant market share. You know, and crossplay is a pretty compelling argument. You know, you play on Xbox One and Windows 10.
Yeah, but it always seems like Microsoft is too little, too late. I mean, they don't really, as far as I can tell, innovate stuff themselves. You know, like I keep bringing up the Microsoft Zune versus the iPod. You know, Zune came after the iPod, and they thought they were going to capitalize, but it was too little, too late.
That wasn't just them though, because the Arcos, that was an amazing media player, way better than any iPod that ever came out. And that didn't catch on. The Creative Jukebox, fantastic. That thing was amazing. Didn't catch on. You know. And some of these even came before the iPod. So, like, in that particular scenario, that's just because Apple has this very pervasive brand and people are idiots. And they're gullible. They're like, oh, if it's Apple, it's got to be the best. Because they figure spending more money equates better quality. They fall for the hype train. And, hey, you know, that's how you want to spend your money.
Then you end up trying to put a headphone jack into something that you can't use until the charger cable is out. I
still can't believe that shit. You have to buy a separate accessory. Actually, I can't believe it. That's totally Apple's MO. Proprietary adapters. Yeah.
Yeah. Have you seen those headphones? They're ugly as sin, man.
Well, yeah, not to mention they still, instead of using the standard ports that everybody else does, they have to buy a stupid lightning cable. Like, who the fuck uses lightning? Nobody.
Yeah. But on top of that, it's like the headphones they look like 2 tampons.
Yeah.
So it's like you're putting 2 tampons in your ear to be able to hear your music.
Well, you go with soak up some tea if you want, you know.
Yeah,
tampons are good for that. They make good tea bags.
No.
July 11th is Prime Day, and Amazon Prime has already started giving deals and doing giveaways for Prime members. I think today was the first slew of them. They had like I'm trying to remember what they had today. They had this is the funniest giveaway. They had an Apple Lightning cord, a cable. But you know, that doesn't sound like a big deal. They realize it's Apple, so it's probably like a $50 cable. Which what would be, you know, if you bought a micro USB cable, it'd be like $5-10, and you know, if you spend a little more, it'd be high quality. But no, you know, it's Apple. It's like $50 basic cable. So that's what they were giving away. That just cracked me up. A cable.
You know, it doesn't surprise me because excuse me, it's been a long day. Last time it was Amazon Prime Day, the sales weren't even really that great. It was just lackluster, very lackluster.
I think they got to step it up this time because they started early with the preview sales and the giveaways, so they're building up the hype train. And I think they're really gonna make a push with all the Echo stuff. You know, they have the tap that came out, and then the dot not too long ago.
You said the thought?
The tap and the dot.
I thought you said the thought. I'm like the Apple thought. Like that's
it's super. Super that no the dot and the tap. Yeah.
I thought you were talking about that hole over there. I'm like, Apple's like in the sex industry now. Really?
You know.
I mean, Amazon wouldn't put it past them. It's bound to happen.
I could see them both going into that business, but Apple would be like, they'd find some way to integrate it into iTunes and make it proprietary and a closed system. It's like, yes, you can insert this in any of your holes, but you have to pay a subscription fee first, or at least run our software.
Well, on the plus side, at least you won't get diseases. You know.
Why? Because
insert in the hole.
Because no one else will use it. Ha!
Exactly.
Got it.
Exactly.
They also did give away a TV today, or a few TVs. I don't know how it works out. And what else did they have for the Amazon giveaways? I think they had a sound system of some sort. Everything was cool except and they had fidget spinners, of course. But actually, everything was cool except the cable. Like the cable was just so sad. Like But anyway, but they officially start July 11th, and I'm thinking they're gonna have some crazy deals, at least on the Echo stuff. Which now I'm sold. I was on the fence about it. I thought it was silly, but you know, I've seen it enhance my daily life in little ways. So you know, I don't think it's worth it. The Echo, I don't think the Echo's was worth the $200 they were asking for before. But at like, you know, $129-ish, I think it's a good price, and they let you pay in installments too. So there's that. So hold on, there might be a big deal, a big sale on the Echo stuff.
And
they have
installments.
Yeah, you can pay in installments, so you don't have to take that hit at once.
I don't know, man. I think me personally, I just rather, get the money and knock it out. That's just me. I don't want to pay installments or anything,
Well, it's not a financing thing, so you still pay the same amount. They just break it up into payments. So it's pretty cool. Like, there's no interest, no fee. They charge you like one of the payments up front, and then it's shipped out to you, and then it auto pays after that. So it's a pretty cool program. It'd be interesting if they extended that to other things. You don't have to go through credit check or any of that crap. They're really making a push for that. So I think that's pretty cool. But I agree, like, get it done, not have another bill, 'cause recurring bills. If you have too many of those rolling around, and then next thing you know, like, you're double dipping and overdrafting and having all kinds of headaches, and that's no fun.
Overdrafts are not fun.
Yeah, that's ugh. So anyway,
buy a candy bar that's $2 and you end up spending $35 because you overdrafted. That's like an expensive candy bar.
Yeah, don't get me started on that rant. Overdraft by a few cents and then they charge. It makes no sense. It should be like a percentage of what you overdraft by, but anyway, instead of a flat fee. $1 candy bar. Oh, overdrafted. Here you go. Crazy. But anyway, so news and rants, and then we'll wrap up after this. If we don't go off on some real rants tonight. But the big thing that came up was Google facing a $2.7 billion antitrust lawsuit in Europe, and this is in relation to their search results. They actually had received some other lawsuits in the past for different things that they were doing, but I think this is the first big lawsuit regarding how they have search set up, and it's long overdue because ever since they kind of like watered down Google Analytics, started hiding keyword data and trying to like pass that on as a premium service for you to get the insights you were already getting for free, and kind of making all that information proprietary, because they own the ecosystem and they also own the service. So it's like kind of dirty because that's really an information store that their users have built up. So it's kind of this strange area. And then on top of that, they made it darn near impossible for anyone else to compete, in the search space. I mean, people can, but I mean, it's rough. So anyway, the Washington Post reported European Union's antitrust chief hit Google with a record $2.7 billion fine Tuesday, saying that the powerful web search leader illegally steered users towards its comparison shopping site, and warning that other parts of Google's business were in the crosshairs. The fine is the largest the EU has levied against a company for abusing its dominant position, and it marked the latest confrontation over business practices between EU regulators and American tech giants. Google could face dizzying additional penalties if it fails to comply. So that's pretty rough.
Sounds like it, dang.
And the thing about it is, Google, they got their hands in everything. They're kind of too big to fail. They create so many jobs. We've become so reliant on a lot of their services. So it's like, even though you're on one side, it's like, hey, good, we should punch every like monopoly or oligarchy in the face like this. But that's a pretty steep fine. I think it should be like a smaller fine and then escalate it, so they have a chance to reform how they do things. Because imagine if they get hit again and again with these kind of fines, and they have to shut down parts of their business, which they already have done in the past, just because they abandon projects left and right. That's what kind of their MO. Who would benefit the most? Like who really would benefit from that? Obviously, Microsoft would benefit. Bing would be huge again. I mean, Bing's still relevant, but people still, say, instead of saying I'm gonna search for this online, they go, I'm gonna Google it.
Yeah, that's true. Plus, Bing seems like it's becoming a little bit better. Granted, some of the search topics you look for, it kind of BS's you, but for the most part, Bing is pretty straight, and you can actually earn Microsoft points by searching with Bing.
Yep.
Which makes me want to use it more, because Google, I'm like, okay, what am I getting with Google? Not much. let me go ahead and get these points and see if I could save up for a Halo requisition pack or something like that, you know?
Well, Bing operates the way Google used to before they became self-serving, trying to push their other services. So, I get what they're saying. They're trying to get you to look at their shopping results because they get paid off of that, or they put like, it used to be you only have like one or two paid ads on the top of the results. Now it'd be like 3 or 5. It's crazy. Clogging up the results. They're really pushing their own agenda hard. But the thing is, if they struggle, there's a domino effect, and everything else kind of goes with it because we become so used to Google for everything. Deckard C in the house. What's up? Oh yeah, the stock. Yeah.
Yeah, I wish I would have bought the stock when I was young and I had like at least $50 on me at the time. Because, God, what is the stock? Is it still 600 something, or did it go down a little bit?
I think it finally split a couple of times. You catch those stocks when they split, and you get it cheaper per share. So yeah, the only thing is gonna be a bigger transaction, obviously, because they're already high up there. I think at this rate, Amazon's future looks a little more promising with the way they were going with things. Google, I think, they're still great on the data side, but I feel like they still underperform for what they could be doing with that information. I don't know.
Even the Google Fit doesn't really seem that great because, I'm trying to get back into some shape right now. I mess around. I got my biometric screening done. It said I'm obese, and everything is like, oh my god, So I'm trying to get better. I started using the MyFitnessPal, I think it's called the MyFitnessPal app, and I combine that with my Samsung app that tracks my my progress.
Talk about S Health.
Yeah.
I play with that a little bit. It's pretty cool.
Yeah, it is pretty cool, but it's tied in with I've got Google tied in there too. But Google's like, okay, well, this is what we got for you, and it doesn't really keep me. I'm sorry, I thought I heard more. Maybe it doesn't really keep me interested because it's too colorful and there's not much you can track.
Yeah.
Too much to try and mess with, because by the time you get done setting that up, you could have already set up MyFitnessPal or Samsung Health, which I think tracks a lot better than the Google apps do.
See, I think with Google, Google's really good with data collection and processing, and all the back end stuff like the algorithms and fuzzy logic and all that kind of crap. But when it comes to like actual end user products, I feel like they just don't know how to create a great user experience. They have to create things that are simple, easy to figure out, and I feel like they just don't have the sex appeal or the slickness that you'd want from certain things. And also, like, I feel like they have their hands dipped into too many things, so they never really specialize in anything, and they don't really like see it all the way through. What's up, Hexy? How you doing?
Well, you can say that about most companies because, like, for example, Mitsubishi. You remember they do cars and they also do televisions as well. So crazy.
Yeah.
One or the other.
That's true, but that's like two main product lines, right? And Mitsubishi does both really well, I would say. Because I used to always like the
Mitsubishi TV in a minute though.
Yeah, but the ones I've had and the monitors, I've always had good experiences. So, I think even with the TVs, they partner up with other companies. Like, if I remember Diamond back in the days, they used to be like Spectre. They used to be like a big player in monitors, and I remember distinctly having one monitor in particular. It was a Mitsubishi, but it was a Diamond Mitsubishi monitor. And that thing was beautiful. It's still a beautiful picture today. But, no one uses CRTs anymore, It's like, oh, it's so big and heavy. But it was actually a CRT with a flat screen before they came out with the flat panel TVs, monitors. So they were ahead of this time, and just super sharp, like high pixel density. They had it, with the CRTs, they had this measure. I think they called it aperture grill, which actually determined how close the pixels were together. Because with the older monitors, if you looked really closely using magnifying glass, there were gaps between the pixels, so they weren't actually creating a contingent picture. But people didn't, they didn't notice it because that's the way it always was. But so then people started coming out with tighter aperture grills, and they had like one of the finest ones where it was like there was like almost no space between the pixels. It was crazy. So,
wow, that's pretty good.
Yep.
Rare, but pretty good.
I don't think they even use that metric anymore because it's kind of
probably not. It's just build them, get them out, build them and get them out. That's all they really do now with anything,
Yeah. You don't get as much on the spec sheets anymore. People just go by their name brand. Like, oh, it's Apple. It's got to be good. Oh, it's BenQ. It's got to be the best. And stuff like that happens. It's just you pull the trigger like that. Or Razer. Razer's my favorite because we talked about it last week.
Mm-hmm.
Razer's bad. Oh,
the sad thing is it makes you kind of afraid to try new products because of the fact that it's the norm. You don't want to go against the grain because you kind of it's almost like you're courting failure, so to speak.
By the way, that wasn't your baby you were hearing. That was Blue crying. Hi, baby. Come on.
As long as it's yours and not mine right now.
She was at the door of the man cave just crying and clawing at it. Okay, I'll let you in here. You can be in my lap. Go ahead, bro. My bad. I just wanted to give that up because I know earlier you said you thought you heard her. I was like, no, I think that's mine.
I'm cool with that. But it's almost like you're courting failure. There's no adventure to want to try another product, especially since the prices of everything have gone up to the point where you feel like you only get one shot, and if you mess that shot up, then you got to wait until you can either save that money or just don't take the risk at all.
Yeah. People don't even want to go through the inconvenience of having to return something, and most good vendors don't have a restocking fee or anything, so it's like you really could try things risk free, but it's easy to just go with what you know already. It's better to fail as a group than make a brave decision on your own.
True.
So some other financial news going on. Staples was just bought by a private equity firm for $6.9 billion. And I was talking about this with a few people at work today, and they're like, that seems really low. But I'm like, no, considering retail is not the juggernaut it used to be, that's a pretty big amount for a retail entity.
Just shocked. I guess I wasn't ready for that,
Yeah. And you know what? The Staples and Office Depots of the world and all that stuff, I think they still have a very important place. Because, people say, oh, you can order stuff online, or you can have a supplier drop ship stuff to you. But how often does it happen that you need something right then and there, or you forget to order something, and you go to the local store, and they happen to have it? Oh, we need paper, more reams of paper. We need toner cartridges, Yeah,
and I think that's one major thing that people are forgetting because, so you've got the price that's cheaper on Amazon, but you got to keep in mind you're going to have to wait for it. In a sense, you could look at it like you're paying a little bit extra for the convenience of having that item on you right then and there. You might have to drive out and get it, but potentially it will be there whenever you need it. So it's a lot better than having to wait because, as much as I like Amazon Prime and doing Amazon Prime, especially after the stuff I went through.
Are you still boycotting them?
No, I'm actually using them again.
Okay.
I ordered Tekken 7 last time. It actually came, so can't get mad at that. But, you just don't. You have to wait 2 days. Whereas if you take the initiative to drive up to the store and buy the item yourself, you don't have to wait. The only thing you have to wait on is to drive home. That's about it. And that just falls back on being a millennial because we want things quick, fast, easy with no issues whatsoever. So in the back of and also we want things at fair price. So it's kind of ironic that sometimes you'll pick price over delivery speed because whenever you're purchasing something on Amazon simply because of the fact that it'll save you $5 in your Prime member, it's great, but there's always the fact that what if it doesn't arrive, or what if it arrives 5 days after the fact? Where that's the thing.
If you know you need it for sure by a certain time, nothing beats just going to the store and grabbing it and having it in your hands. Because you never know. Like, you must have jinxed me. I actually had, for the first time ever, I had an issue with the Amazon shipment. They fixed it automatically, but they let me know, hey, we messed up, so it's going to be a little later than it was supposed to be.
Well,
but
they fixed it.
Yeah, I didn't have to do anything, but still, it's just, that level of transparency is great, but it's just, we take that for granted. But yeah, in fact, we actually just went to Office Depot today to get some like last minute supplies, and it was pretty crazy because they're so aggressive with the deals now. They had one deal where if you bought 2 toner cartridges, and toner, they're at least $60. Most of them are around $150-$200 range for each toner cartridge for laser printers.
Yeah. And
they had a deal where if you bought 2, you got a $20 gift card. That's really good.
That's not bad.
And then they had another deal. If you bundle that together with something else, if you bought paper, how they have the really like super bright multi-purpose paper, copy paper or laser printer paper actually. That has a nice sheen to it, like the matte finish, and it's super bright. Like most papers, like a 92, 96 at best, but this is 105 rating, like the nice high quality HP paper. So you're talking about a box, a case of, I don't know, I think 10 reams usually come in a case, right?
Mm-hmm.
So 10 reams of paper, 500 sheets each, obviously, usually about $60, but they had it 50% off if you got it with toner.
That's what's up.
Yeah. So it's crazy. You talked about price. We've got it to a point where the prices are so close that it's almost negligible. And if you're not looking for something specific, like if you're just bargain shopping, sometimes you can get a better deal in retail. Every now and then, because they have stuff that they have to get off the shelves to make room for new products. That's so, they practically give it away. So it's interesting that retail is changing a lot. And I feel almost bad for retail outlets because I'm like, I think to myself, like, how are they able to pay people? And you know what it is? It's people come in to get the cheap stuff, and then they end up buying other stuff because they're already there. Mm-hmm. That's the hook with retail. It's like, well, I might as well just get everything while I'm here.
That's how they got my wife whenever H.H. Gregg was going. Well, they closed down 200 stores in Atlanta.
Oh, my God.
And she was walking through. We mainly needed a stove, some furniture for our living room, and those were the main couple of items we needed. But we walked out. She purchased I guess we agreed on it, but we walked out with the stove, the furniture, 2 stools, and a range for the stove, and a grill, and I think that was it. I think she went back and she bought Skyrim for the Xbox for me. But nice. She wouldn't stop hunting at these places, to the point where it's like she kind of got greedy and she was waiting on it to go down from 50% to 70%. And by the time it went down to 70%, she couldn't do anything because it was too late. Everybody had picked everything dry.
Yeah.
Or clean rather.
Yeah. That I was aware of the H.S. Gregg thing. The timing wasn't right, but man, That's a whole tragic thing in itself because they have so many locations, and the reason they're shutting down is because of mismanagement. Because they always are busy, like they had the customers, but they had shitty management, shitty owners.
I didn't even know it was mismanagement. I thought it was just because of retail and
No, they were making money.
making sales.
Our HH Greg here in Augusta, man, they always had customers, always. Because people are always sending their customers over from Best Buy or Sears or wherever there.
Wow.
So the traffic was there, man. Oh, I don't know, man. You have something like that people there's a need. Like you have the customers, all you gotta do is just do right by them. Like you're leaving money on the table.
Yeah, it's true. That's why MediaPlay went out of business. Won't see them again because they just it wasn't really good management. You look up, they're trying to make the sales and everything, but they can't because they're just bad sales, and the stuff they tried to replace the other stuff with just wasn't really good. And
which company is this?
MediaPlay from like years ago.
Oh yeah, I remember them. Yeah.
Yeah, they weren't performing like they should have. So, you look up and they're gone. Nature of the beast.
And Hexy in the chat, who's actually Kayaks. I mean, that name looks familiar. Like, oh, it's Kayaks. Yeah, he's one of our long-time listeners and friends in the community. He said, you do retail to get the experience, and that's really it. It comes out to the experience. Like, if you create a great experience, from the customer service to the return process to the kind of information you can get, the more you could do in one stop, the more you can remove friction from the process, the better you're gonna do. It's just simple formula to follow, but people they just think they just get into price wars or whatever, and they don't go beyond that. And there's so much more to it. But what can you do? So, did you see this? That EA is already sending out email to people regarding the Anthem playtest.
I did not know about that. Who are they? Are they like people who signed up for this, or?
Yeah, I didn't even bother because I'm just not gonna have the time. But I think there's still time to sign up for it. And they're gonna be doing 8-hour play sessions, and for your participation, everybody will be given free copies. You ready? Of Star Wars Battlefront, Need for Speed, UFC 2, Battlefield Hardline, Mirror's Edge Catalyst, and Mass Effect Andromeda Deluxe Edition. And hey, before we make crude remarks, all that for free, not a bad deal. I don't care how you feel about any of those games.
So where do you sign up at then?
I think, I think it was part of that whole thing they were doing during E3, where like what do they call it, the potluck or something, the play pot, the mix pot. I think that was what they were doing. You had to like tune in to like the post E3 stuff, and they had like little hit links that came up or something. They were doing all kinds of stuff like that during the week of E3. So I don't know where you go now. I'm sure if you Google or Bing search it, something will come up.
So basically, it's not for the common peasants.
I'm sure there's some way to get in on it. They could probably use more people. So we'll have to do some research. And Buren has said, paying beta testers in games. It's about time beta testers got paid again, yeah? Rather than having to buy an early access copy. Oh, yeah.
Because really what they do is just probably hand out the game to some Twitch streamers and let them play the game. Review it that way.
That's the thing. If you're having formal playtest sessions where it's not going to be open 24/7 and people have to show up during certain hours, you have to really get people into like a structured kind of experience where they're actually reporting the bugs. They know where to go for that. You're like guiding them through the type of questions, the things they should observe. you know, and then compensating them in some way for their time. So yeah, this is a good step in the right direction, and it's good to see EA of all people actually doing right by the gamers.
Yeah, because everybody else knows that EA is just gonna throw out a game real quick, move on. Mass Effect 3.
They might be throwing. They might be actually putting a lot of effort behind that Anthem. I mean, they claim they've put 4 years into it so far. It's coming out 2019. So Beard says maybe EA is getting tired of getting shit on. Yeah, eventually something's got to give, right? So maybe they are finally realizing, you know, this having this reputation we have of being rushing games out and nickel and diming people. I don't think that's a good thing. Mass Effect was probably the last straw. It's possible.
Yeah, I'll agree with that.
Now another EA property. Another EA property that's worth mentioning is Titanfall 2. Because they've been coming out with DLC for that game, and they're all free. And the last one they just came out with, I think last week they actually came out with it. Includes a new map for the fan favorite mode, Live Fire, which I have yet to play. I really gotta get back in that game. I love that game. It's a really good game. And they give you this is a huge game changer right here. You get a third weapon slot. So instead of just having your primary and your anti-Titan weapon, or a secondary if you don't use the anti-Titan is gonna have a dedicated slot, which is awesome because you can come with all kinds of loadouts now. And they have other little bells and whistles in there, so pretty dope. If you have Titanfall 2 on Xbox Live, add me, Yogizilla. Get on our network, Geeky Antics, and we gotta definitely set up some game nights for that. That's what I love about that game is it's such a great pick up and play kind of game, and it reminds me a lot of what I used to love about Call of Duty, without a lot of the stupid stuff that makes me want to just throw my controller at someone. And it makes sense because, you know, it is a lot of the original people that made Call of Duty 4 and whatnot. So, and that game is just plays so smooth. It's just seamless parkour and just nice frame rate. It's butter, man. This is butter.
A lot better than Mirror's Edge. And plus, it depends on which Need for Speed they're giving out. Because if it's like the old school Need for Speed Most Wanted, I'll definitely hop on that, no problem. No, that ain't gonna happen.
It's the Need for Speed that came out this generation.
Which one? Because
they had multiple ones that came out for Xbox One and PS4. I thought it was only one that came out this generation.
I think they did do a remake of Most Wanted. I played Most Wanted on a PlayStation.
You're thinking about there's a Need for Speed that's kind of like almost MMO-ish, like open world kind of weird thing going on. Yeah. Need for Speed Rivals. This is not Need for Speed Rivals. It's like the main line, like the flagship Need for Speed installment.
Well, they did have a Most Wanted come out too, but it's funny about Need for Speed because I think they've lost their formula to the point where, you know, whenever they do have a side game such as Most Wanted or Rivals, they just don't. They kind of blow it. You know, it's not the same.
That's what she
said. The first
said.
time I ever played, the first time I played Need for Speed Most Wanted, I was invested right from the start because the main character, Razor Callahan, I remembered him. He steals your shit, and it pisses you off to the point where you're like, yeah, I need to get my shit back.
Yeah, you know, I'm more of a Burnout kind of guy or Mario Kart. I like the silly kind of racing games. And Need for Speed kind of like has the arcade thing, but I'm not as big into it. Like, unless I'm playing with the kids. The kids are pretty into Need for Speed, but Burnout and like Mario Kart, stuff like that. Or what's another good one I used to like? Demolition Racer was dope. And they're coming out with a new Burnout apparently. So
I wish they'd make another Juice.
Oh wow, I forgot about Juice.
Yeah, because I mean the soundtrack to that game was actually on point, and it was fun. The customization was, you could do almost anything to it, and
Whatever happened to Split Second? That looked promising. And then
you had two come out, Split Second, and then there's another one. I can't remember which one. I think Split Second was the Disney one.
Huh.
But they came out at the same time, actually. I wish you remember the name of the other title.
See, I just love the concept. It was kind of like Burnout, but with like massive scale kind of events, like volcanoes and earthquakes and things exploding all over you, and you could like slow it down like Max Payne style. I thought it was a pretty cool take on the genre.
One of them wasn't that good though.
Yeah,
Second.
that's what I heard. I don't know. I mean, it looked the gameplay footage and the little trailers they put together look really good. But I heard like there were issues with like the way the game flowed. It was just kind of, I guess, cumbersome maybe.
Yeah.
So you don't want with a racing game, especially when you have to like super fast reactions. Everything needs to be tight.
Yeah.
So yeah, I can see why people get upset with that. More video game stuff. Gigantic finally has a release date. What it is, I forget. Sorry, I suck. But they are the Founders Pack. They're celebrating, so now the Founders Pack is $30 instead of $40. So it's kind of like what Smite did with the Ultimate God Pack. You know, you get access to all the characters and all that stuff. And on the other side of the fence, Battleborn is still pushing. I've been seeing so many Battleborn ads, and it looks like they might be making a comeback. People are actually talking about the game again and playing it. And honestly, it's a fun game. So now that it's free to play, you know, the one thing I gotta say though, backpedaling real quick, in some of their videos, I don't know if they had like an old video that they repurposed, but the text will say, the text box will say, or the title will say, now free to play. When you watch the video or the animated GIF, whatever it is, it says free trial. I'm like, man, that's some mixed messaging. So like,
oh, man.
See again, like, and like clearly they're still supporting the game. They really want people to play it. So the way they're doing it is, you can still buy the retail game, right? But it's the multiplayer is free to play. If you want a single player, you have to buy the retail box, which is what I said to begin with. That's what they should have ddone. Because I honestly don't care about single player, so I don't want to pay for the single player. But I know a lot of people do. It's like, oh, why doesn't it have a campaign? Oh. Well, this is what happens when you put a campaign in a game that really should be focusing on multiplayer. No one buys it.
Yeah. They've also got the Necromancer finally came out for Diablo 3.
Oh, yeah.
And what else?
Oh, and another thing, back to Battleborn. Because it's a really good game, and you wonder where did it go wrong. I don't think it's just the fact that it released around Overwatch, because they had a little bit of a leg up on Overwatch. But it's the fact, I think, it didn't help that Gearbox tweeted out a challenge to Overwatch.
Ooh, you don't do that.
Yeah, so.
I remember the other thing. This Tuesday, I believe, will be the last time Iron Banner will be in Destiny.
Oh, God.
Trials of Osiris 2, yeah.
Oh, my God.
I have not been to the Lighthouse. I mean, if it's cool, you know, if somebody wants to come, that's fine. If not, that's cool too. But, you know, this guy needs some Lighthouse help.
You've officially convinced me that I don't ever want to come back to Destiny. At least not Destiny OG. That pisses me off. Because I actually like Iron Banana.
It's actually, Iron Banner is actually pretty good.
Yeah. The Iron Banana's fun, man. It's like that once a month thing. You look forward to it. You know, and Trials of Osiris, yeah, the meta got really stale, but every now and then I felt mildly competitive, and I'd jump in to see how far I could get. And I didn't get to the Lighthouse either, because I just didn't bother doing enough, but I came really close. But, gosh.
Shoot, not me. I guess I just couldn't find anybody to play with. That's always been the biggest thing with Destiny and me playing it. So I can't find anybody to play with. To the point where, you know, when there's an opportunity to go to the Lighthouse or whatever, I can't go because I don't know anybody. so I just play by myself.
Beard says Battleborn was not good, and he said if you want a White Knight for it, go for it, but it sucked. It was bland like personality, and I see what he's saying. Some of it was kind of paint by numbers, but I liked some of the heroes in there, and I liked some of the aesthetics of it and whatnot. In some ways, I kind of like it better than Gigantic. I mean, Gigantic's a great game. I love the story of that company, but I don't know. And I think really the thing is, one of those kind of games you have to already like MOBAs to really appreciate it. But if you're not into that kind of competitive gaming scene, then this is not the game to introduce you to that genre.
Yeah.
You know, and then if you're on the PC side, then it's like, why would I play this? There's a ton more better MOBAs, but you know, I see what he's saying. It is a game that's really hard to describe and really wasn't marketed properly. But I think if it started off as a free-to-play thing, it would have been something that people would have in rotation, just at least as a palate cleanser, and it would have had enough of a market share to sustain it, you know, rather than offering as a retail, you know, game. But what can you do? But back to Overwatch, they are retooling loot boxes, and I know that's another polarizing thing. I happen to like loot boxes, but I see people's frustration with getting lots of duplicates and junk. So what they're doing now is that the update they're doing will make it so that it drastically, in their words, drastically reduces the amount of dupes you get. And if you get duplicates, they'll increase how many credits you get paid for the duplicate. So you can kind of farm gold, so to speak. Yeah.
All I know is right now I need games to get good, man, because it's starting to get kind of stale. I haven't had a good game to play in a long time.
See, I don't feel that way because every time I look at my collection, I'm actually the complete opposite. Man, there's so many things to play, and I really want to play them. And like I'm looking like, man, that's such a good game, and I generally feel like that. But then, like, since I'm indecisive and I don't have that much time, after wrestling with that conundrum, I finally just give up and don't play anything, just veg out into something else.
Well, I mean, I've got a collection of stuff as well. I mean, I got a Dreamcast I need to start collecting games for. I've got a PlayStation 2, so on and so forth. But my main collection was always on Xbox 360, but that's over at the mom's house right now because the wife was like, "Oh my God, some of this stuff has to leave. This ain't gonna da 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 da." I'm like, okay.
Yep, that's the way women get.
So
she'll chill out when you have it. When your baby gets old enough to where it's less of a headache, and you get into a flow of things, or if you have when you have your second child, it usually gets better by then. But right now it's like freak out mode. Everything's freak out. It's like, why are there socks on the floor?
We got to get past the first one first. Stress. I don't even talk.
Oh, you see the chat? He said, don't bow down to those demands. Yeah. Yeah. That could be a topic for another day. That could be a topic for a welcome back topic when we get Beard back in August or whatever that ends up being. But he was asking if they'll kind of do that same thing with the loot boxes and increase credits in Hearthstone, because like buying a card pack in Hearthstone is really tedious. You get so many duplicates, and the dust you get out of stuff is like pitiful. So I don't know.
And I think they're having
it's
a deal
tough
right now where you do buy some card packs and you get supposedly I think an extra card pack or something right now.
Oh yeah, like a random, like a bonus pack with certain purchases. Yeah. I still enjoy busting open the card packs, but I do notice a lot of times it's like I feel like I get the same shit over and over again. Yeah. And it's sad because I want, like, if I didn't get that with the free packs, I would feel compelled to buy more packs in Hearthstone. But since like the free ones give me shit, I'm like, well, why am I gonna put money to this? I don't want to be that guy that pumps $1,000 into a freaking mobile game, you know, a free to play game a month.
I started to do that with Click of Heroes because I kind of got caught up into it, and then I'm like, why am I spending money on this game?
Oh yeah, it snowballs. It snowballs because you at first you start off, you say, oh, I'm just gonna put $1 in it, you know, that's nothing. And then you don't get what you want, or you like what you got. Either way, it's habit forming. So you say, let me do another $1, just $1. But you do it like 10 times, so you're already $10 in. Then you realize, you know, if I spend $30, yeah, you can justify it. You're like, oh, well, you know, if I spend $30, I'll save 25%, and I can get 3 times as much. You know, and keep doing this bit math, and then next thing you know, you're like spending $100 for the ultimate premium bundle. Limited time sale, which is bullshit because they always have something.
Because you say you play it, so you're good. As long as you keep playing it, it justifies the cost of what you're having to go through. And then, you know, a couple of months later, you look up and you don't want to play it anymore because it's played out.
Yep.
So you just waste money.
Yep. And not to mention the worst thing about those purchases, if that game ever shuts down, you got nothing to show for it. It doesn't transfer to anything.
God, yeah.
Which, like, someone smart somewhere should find a way to capitalize on that. It's like, hey, sad that your collection of digital stuff is going to disappear. With our service, we'll export it so you can always admire your collection. Yeah, because you know what? People will pay a premium to admire something in posterity. You know? Sounds stupid, but that's really what you're ultimately doing with a lot of these games is collections. You're forming a trophy room so you can like tell your friends, I got all the limited edition shinies.
I mean, yeah, in a sense, it's pretty much what you're forming. And it's not just something that happens through apps. It happens in actual games too, because everybody remembers what happened with was it Marvel Ultimate Alliance when Disney purchased Marvel and they took the game off of Xbox, including the DLC.
Yeah, that was stupid. And not to mention that game. Why haven't they followed that up? Like seriously, the Ultimate Alliance games were so good.
Well, I know ever since that happened, I've been a little wary about. This is why I don't like downloading digital stuff too much because of the fact that that could happen.
Yeah,
and it sucks to think that way, but. You know, what's going to happen if all your DLC and everything else disappears because of the fact that they decided to take that game off the marketplace? So you just wasted, hundreds of dollars, if not more?
Yeah. Yep. Yeah, it's just crazy how easily... You know, I like microtransactions, but they are evil. If you're not careful. So actually, we covered everything we had planned for tonight. Did you have anything else you want to bring up?
Just make sure you get some sleep, people. Make sure you get some sleep.
Your sleep is important. If you're young and you think you're invincible because you're like, oh, I could stay out all night and hang out and give 3 hours of sleep and then go into work refreshed. Yeah, that catches up with you. Oh yeah,
have a baby.
I have a baby and see how it changes your life. Yeah,
change everything. Yeah, you just
it'll change while you're changing the diapers.
And that's the truth. You will cry for sleep. You will cry for it. Literally, you will cry for sleep. Cry for it.
Beard's giving us some suggested topics. Now, I think we're gonna wrap it here. We promised a short show. We're gonna stick to it. I mean, you have anything else, Warchild? You wanted to revisit anything we brought up tonight? Maybe any movies or TV shows you're looking forward to watching? Anything you watched recently?
The only movie I'm looking forward to right now is The Foreigner with Jackie Chan.
Oh.
That looks like it's going to be good. Black Panther, I'm going to have to wait on for a long time, I think.
Are you caught up with American Gods and what's the other one? Into the Badlands.
Right. I'm not caught up on Enter the Badlands. Didn't American Gods end on the 8th episode?
Yes, for this first season, yeah. Short
I was kinda
season.
hoping you'd tell me that there was more, but
No,
yeah.
that's it. You
Yeah,
could
I'm
tell.
kinda bummed.
You could tell that was the season ender because it was like, gut punch after gut punch.
Oh my god, yeah, that was good. That was good.
Yeah,
I love that show. I'm invested.
I really like Easter personified. I really dig her in that role.
Yeah.
She's so bubbly. Oh man, I just love how all the paths just cross in one big clusterfuck. Oh man, I can't wait for that next season. It's gonna be so good. People telling me you should just read the books. Like, no, I want to go into it blind and not have any expectations. No, I'll read the books afterwards, or the book rather. You know.
Yeah, I mean, I am tempted myself to read a book too because it just
Just to find out what happens next.
yeah, everything is just awesome. I'm hooked. I'm invested. I want to know, but at the same time, I need to just be patient, wait on the show to come, and deal with it from there.
I'm still cracking up with Beard Roar in the chat. Talk about the affiliate program on Twitch or VidCon. Internet drama? Garbage humans? He says Baby Driver looks dope. What's Baby Driver? That
Baby
sounds
Driver
familiar.
does look good. I can't really remember the plot. I just know that it looks good. It's got Jamie Foxx in it and a couple other people.
I can say no more. It's a comedy, right?
It's got some funny moments in it from what I've seen on the trailers, but it's probably going to be one of those action comedies.
Okay. With a name like that, I automatically think lols.
It's like a little baby driving a car.
Yeah, that's what I pictured automatically. I know it's not. That's not what it is.
It's a film that War Baby stars in. You know, we're trying to get
Oh,
started.
that's why it sounds familiar. Cause it makes you think of DriveBaby.com, which is who I got my vehicle from, and they're not affiliated with us. But shout out to Milton Rubin and Augusta. They take care of you. Whoa. Are you playing the harmonica?
That's my phone.
Oh, dude, I thought you played the harmonica. I'm like, okay, you tuning it? It sounds like a harmonica on my side. Like, look at he's getting ready, like warming it up.
Nah, that's my wife. I'll call her. Oh man.
All right, so you want to wrap up? But where can we find you, Warchild? I need to call her back. Oh,
In a ball of stress.
In a ball of stress.
In a ball of stress at WarChildGames.com. Save me.
Short and sweet. I like it. And I'm Yogizilla.
Sorry. Extra life.
Yeah, I was thinking about that too. Yeah, we gotta get something going for that. We still have the link. I think we just need to update what it points to, so getting the team page going. But that's not till October, November, right?
Well, I mean, you can start early too. You know, so it never hurts to try and donate to the cause, basically for the Children's Miracle Network.
And start recruiting team members.
If you want to get involved, you can go to extralife.org, I believe it is, and sign up. Like Yogi was saying, Geeky Antics does have their own group, you can say, that you can join as well. And I don't know what the goal is set to, but you know, bare minimum, I set mine to $500. So I'm trying to raise $500.
And it's really simple. I would recommend everybody join a team because I really don't like it. Boggles my mind if people want to do it solo. Because when you're part of a team, you can motivate each other and work towards a common goal. Mm-hmm. So if you're not signed up yet, or even if you are signed up, I think you still join the team. I think the link should still work. GeekyAnswers.net/extra life. If not, it will be updated. Again, GeekyAnswers.net/extra life, and then we may consider an effort. I can tell you, I'm not gonna be able to do a full 24 hours this year, so I'm gonna need to lean on the team to, you know, get a shift going so we can have actual schedule of who's streaming at what hour at what channel, so we can do it like proper, like, you know, rather than everybody just doing their own thing and then wondering what. Whoa, 'cause last time we did it, I got so frustrated. Everybody complaining, no one showed up. Yeah, 'cause you didn't try to do it by yourself. If we work together, collective economics, like, why is everybody trying to reinvent the wheel? You know?
Yeah.
Drive me crazy.
I know it didn't work out. Didn't work out for me because number one, I didn't advertise it like I should have, and number two, it's just I was on a different team at the time. But now I've got to make sure that the team is open, and whenever the link is back up, I'll join the Geeky Antics team. So it works out better.
Word. And I'm Yogizilla everywhere, and usually I'm not this tired, so we'll bring the hype.
For both of us.
Yeah, we'll bring the hype next time. As far as where you can mainly find me, Twitter is a good place. I'm planning to do more Steam. BattleNet, I'm Yogizilla pound 1722. You have to have the unique number to identify yourself. It's a pain in the ass. And Xbox Live, I'm gonna definitely put in more time at Xbox Live again. Yogizilla everywhere, and of course we have Geeky Antics on Facebook, geekyantics.net. You can email us, mail at geekyantics.net if you want to leave us voicemail or text us 646-801-2149. Again, 646-801-2149. I gotta pimp that out more. We gotta pimp that out more because the people already have their phone on them. Why not just text us or leave us a voicemail message real quick, and then we could share that on the show. But with that, folks, that concludes another episode of HorsePLAY Live. This has been episode 185. It's a shorter show than usual. We hope you enjoyed it. And again, let us know what you think. Give us that feedback. Be part of the conversation. geekyantics.net/ Discord. Get on our Discord server. And I think that's all the pimpage we need to do. We good to go, man? You ready?
Hit me up on Destiny 2. WarChildMK4.
I admire
PlayStation Network.
I admire the dedication, because after what they just pulled with Iron Banana, you remember Blood Boil. I'm done. We'll see you next week.
Peace.
Later.